testing is always the religion. And if the quality of your test is high, then it means that you are able to ship very high quality products. So we do have a tool that can enable us to do the client side testing. And this is the page scripting tool that was released in Business Central 2024 release wave 1, and of course still in preview, but really powerful.
Hii ni Tech na Msangi ya jishinde.com.
So can you imagine if you need to create a process, or you are modifying a pattern and extension that covers or is extending the sales order and the customer, and you want to confirm real quick after a few changes if whatever the changes that you have done from the client side, from the usability perspective, they are still intact, or you're a finance user and you're trying to look at if the reports or the audit factors or the audit trail and maybe the finance statements are still intact. And maybe there's some steps that you do on a day-to-day basis. You click on, for this example, you create a new customer, you post the order, and you're like, wow, is it working the same way after a few changes that I've done? So this is where the page scripting comes in. If you remember the permissions, we do have permission sets where you're able to do recording. You record a user performing some actions, and once you are able to record the user, unless I create a new one, once you're able to record the user, it shows you or gives this particular user that permission. And record permission is somewhere here where if you have your own permission, you start the recording and then you open a separate window and you do the actions, and you're able to receive to get from those actions you give the user permission, instead of trying to imagine when a user clicks on customer, what permission do they need? What do they need to access? So this is similar to how now the page scripting tool is, but differently, because once you start, and let's start, and as it is stating here, because it allows you to record your actions in Business Central as a script and play back a recording for testing and automation purposes. So click the buttons below to start or open an existing recording. So if there is no existing recording, you can start a new recording, and it records as a script in YAML, or yet another markup language, which is easy to edit. You can see the actions, you can see what it has done. So it's really, really easy. So I'm going to start new recording. And as you can see, there are no steps yet. But when I go to customers, and it is just taking the step, navigate to customer, page customers was closed, page customers was shown. Okay, which customers was closed? Okay, new. So let's select maybe a customer of type company here. So select a template. Let's leave the number series to auto populate. So it has detected, if I'd changed the name here, it could have detected the name that I've changed. So let me say Ipsum Tech Consult Limited as the company name. So input that as the company name. I'm not blocking it. Let me just say Nairobi, and I say the region is Kenya. So this is representing maybe several companies that that could have this particular region, and put an email, ipsumtech.dev, something like that. So input that email. Let me go now to show more. On the invoicing tab, automatically by selecting the template, then the general product posting group, the VAT business posting group, and the customer posting group have been pre-populated. So I don't need to configure that on this side, but the focus, anything that I'm doing, it's getting recorded in this yet another markup language file. Once I save, I'm able to see that. So the most exciting thing from here, when you are in a customer, you can navigate to the new document and you select a sales order. Let's make an order for Ipsum Tech. Real quick, like we have just done a customer, and now we need to do an order. And it's populating the defaults for us. So maybe what we just need to do after this, we select the item. Then, what do they need? They need a chair, a Paris guest chair black, for example. And then we say kitty. So it will just pick descriptions to kitty, which means chair at the same time. And then the quantity will be something like 5. And wow, there's an amount there. There's everything here. There's the pieces, the unit of measure. Only that this is Great Britain pounds. And then now I can go and do what? I can post. First of all, I can post and ship an invoice, and then I cancel. So I have chosen that action and then cancelled. What else can I do from here? Let me just print confirmation, invoke the order confirmation, preview the confirmation to see, okay, how is this confirmation looking like? And maybe close, cancel, then home, post, and then ship and invoice. So you can now go to the posted sales invoice and the recordings are here. So you can imagine this is information that has been stored in yet another markup language or the YAML files. And I close this, I close, and I click home to go back to the role center. And at this point, I can now stop this particular recording. And when you look at these dials, they're just similar to how you'll play music. I don't know, this is supposed to be rewind to the start, previous, stop, and I can play the recording. So this is the file that has been created where I have the options to save and also share this information to maybe my colleague. So what I'd like to do now is play the recording and watch. Let's play it. Boom. Let's go. Oh, it's already created the customer. It's already done. Oh, this thing is fast. The email has been set. The order. Oh, geez. Let's go. Wow, wow. Try to post. Cancel. Okay, it's previewed it. And really fast. And of course, now we have the preview. I don't know why. Okay, it's left us on this page where we have the preview of the order confirmation. Can you imagine how fast we have been able to do this and being able to test on the client side and view? This could also be a way of if you wanted to train someone about a particular feature in Business Central, you send a YAML file and um, so okay, it contains just some specific information, and then you can save the particular file, this YAML file. And of course, it's usually the YAML file has got configurations that are quite easy. Let me just open it from here. Where is it? Should be this one. So if I open this YAML file, and okay, so this is YAML is yet another markup language which is easy for you to navigate and use. And when you look at this YAML file, you can clearly see the steps that were taken and the way they were recorded. We went to we are in the accountant role center. We navigated, we went to customers, we opened, it was shown. And from this page, even if I can share several YAML files and even invoke ChatGPT to create something unique, and of course there are options for parameters and functions or conditional a conditional format where if a certain condition is not met, then go use a different route from this particular structured route that we have created here with the YAML files. And This is the beauty that you get from creating or from page scripting. You can use it to train, but the most important thing, of course, let's make it for we are saying it for testing the user interface and seeing what it's happening. One key thing also is it's not really, yes, it's a front end client scripting tool, but it is testing the actions in the AL code. So it's like you're testing your code, whether your extension has brought some issues. I'm having super permission, but you need the page scripting permission set for you to access. And I think that's it for this video. I'll see you in the last day now of 30 days of AL programming, where we will, I don't know which video, I don't know if we'll continue with page scripting, but we are completing the challenge tomorrow. See you on day 30.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so that you don't miss the next one.